More than 150 years since the first historically black colleges and universities were formed to level the playing field for African Americans, the need for black leaders is as great as it's ever been. HBCU leaders are passing the torch to the next generation, and the scholars of the Strata HBCU initiative are at the forefront.
We want our students to develop those leadership skills, the essential skills. We want them to also have the context of the larger sense of purpose for whatever they're studying.
People don't always want people to follow. They need people to take advantage, to take initiative, to kind of be the one to step out and be trailblazers.
So taking on the RA position, I'm 100% hoping that it will help me gain that confidence to want to lead more students in the future as well.
As a leader, you should be working on what you're doing, and you should have a footprint in what's going on.
You know, this does kind of sound like me. Because the big thing is like leadership and being like the leaders of the leaders and coming together and making stuff like move and grow.
As the world responded to America's racial reckoning in 2020, Strata leadership saw a need to do more to prepare black leaders during this time of extraordinary change.
We need to think about potentially how we might address this situation. We started to talk about leadership in the communities that we serve. That led me to suggest that perhaps we should dedicate a significant sum of money, perhaps the largest particular grant or initiative in our history.
The result, the HBCU initiative.
The Strata board made a commitment of $25 million over an 8-year period of time to support this HBCU initiative. And the idea is to develop and grow future leaders. The long-term goal of the HBCU initiative is to prepare leaders to be the next generation of leaders in our country, in our world. Our approach was to go on a listening tour so that we could have a better understanding of what were the needs of HBCUs.
Strata scholars are changemakers. The HBCU initiative draws upon diverse traditions from university staff and faculty across the nation keen on transforming students into difference makers.
I think as a change maker, when you go into your life every day, you're thinking about your own circumstance, what that means for you, what it means for others, and then expanding that to the team around you and into the community in front of you.
So that's a hallmark of our HBCUs, to help students understand that you have a lot of strengths, but now it takes you stepping out of your comfort zone, being bold, and being that leader to bring about change.
As a change maker, you're a guide to progress that change that is happening with other people, with the world. You see a problem and you want to create a solution to it.
I always say I'm trying to do two things at Delaware State: exceptional professionals, exceptional citizens. That is what I believe Strata scholars do and will do for many generations to come.
We want them to have that sense that generations before had, that you're here and you can have an impact. As we look to the future, I think that's really where we need to be.
And the scholars have answered the call.
When I first came here, like, I was way shyer, and now I feel more confident in myself because I was able to have these network opportunities. I was able to see other students part of this initiative as well and see them, and that kind of projected onto me, like, I can have the self-confidence too. I'm growing, like, right before my own eyes and before everybody else's eyes.
Sit back, because the changes that we're gonna make together is gonna be big.
Strata scholars are leading the way as they carry on the legacy so many HBCU founders intended.
I think that they would be proud if they seen what I was doing. In my mind, I use that as like my motivation. Like, all right, the people did this in the past, it's possible. So I can do it too. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to do everything that somebody in the past has done and just carry the same effort.
Regardless of where you come from, what your circumstance might be, what struggles you have had in your life, can you use that experience to have a full and rich opportunity to get everything you can out of your historically black college and university, and then take that into the world in a substantive way?
Think about what impact are you going to have on the world. And if we could help to identify more people who have potential and talent and skills to be not just leaders in their own communities, but on the world stage, then Strata Education Network will have made a significant contribution, not just to the education, but to the world.